Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a lovely March. I genuinely cannot believe it is the third month of this year already. Like, what do you mean? But since it is the third month, at the end of February I did a little reevaluation of the 2 months already in this year, and to just make sure I was headed the right way and check up on all the steps I'd taken the past 2 months and see what had worked and what hadn't, and what was kind of holding me back those 2 months as well, which is really helpful because now for March I've started implementing new habits and I can already feel the good energy, and the habits just make me feel even better about myself, my day, just a positive thing all around. But I wanted to film this for you guys just so you guys could take some inspiration and also just feel a bit more motivated to implement these new micro habits, or just even if it's a big habit, a small habit, whatever it is. Before I move on with the video, I do want to mention Atomic Habit. I am nearly done. It's because there's so many pages of literally just definitions. I am nearly actually done with the book, but I've really enjoyed reading this book. It's so informative, and whilst I've been trying to implement new habits, this has been such a lifesaver in guiding me throughout it and making sure I'm doing it the right way and a way that's actually going to make me achieve those goals and stick to a habit. So if you guys are struggling, then definitely read this because it takes you step by step. And also what I loved about it is, I've mentioned this in my previous videos I think, but at the end of each chapter it will have a little chapter summary for you. So even if once I finish this book, I can easily just go back to a chapter summary that I know I'm needing help with or something like that, and I don't have to read the whole book again. But I do think this is going to be a book I reread because it's really helpful. But yeah, let's get on with the video. So habit number 1 that I've started implementing this month is changing the content I consume during different times of the day. So I consume a different type of media in the morning to when I'm actually trying to unwind and just relax. I found that when I woke up in the morning, I'd get my phone, and like majority of people I'd say, we scroll on Instagram, we scroll on TikTok for maybe hours. But you know, once you've scrolled on Instagram and TikTok for ages, that you just like, you feel even more sluggish, you feel even more lazy, you don't really want to get on with your day, then you start getting into that rut, and it's not something I want a part of my life. And although I don't compare myself to others all the time, I found that when I was consuming this content in the morning, I wouldn't directly compare myself to others, but I just see what they've done, and just, you know, subconsciously something was going in my brain that I didn't like, and honestly it's not something I want. Because I know I'm not able to just get up and get out of bed, I knew it was realistic that I was gonna go on TikTok. So instead of going on TikTok and scrolling on useless media, I was like, let me change what media I'm consuming instead of getting rid of TikTok, because I know that was going to be too much of a big jump and I wasn't going to stick to that in the long run. This is when I came up with the idea of, instead of consuming like entertainment, stupid, irrelevant media in the morning, I'd rather consume some motivational, empowering type of videos. And so in order to actually make sure I do this, I on TikTok have created a folder, and it's just a bunch of motivational videos that came up on my TikTok, and I just save it into this folder. And once I wake up, I go onto TikTok, and instead of scrolling on my For You page, I now scroll onto that folder I've got. And so when I wake up, I'm like, I feel even more motivated to get on with the day, and it just sets my day off to a good start because it's content that I'm consuming that is actually going to benefit me. And I've literally found once doing this in the morning, I'm more likely to get on with the day and be more productive, be more motivated, be more disciplined instead of procrastinating. And I just found it really helped me. So this way I'm pairing an action I want to do, which is scrolling on TikTok, with an action I need to do, which is watching something that's actually going to benefit my day and make me more productive, make me feel more empowered. Following on from changing the content and media I engage in, I found that when I went to the gym and listened to a podcast or a motivational talk or things like that, it really impacted my day so much better than it would have if I watched an entertainment type of video or consumed that type of media. Obviously I'm not saying I don't watch Netflix shows or movies or rom-com or anything like that. Of course I do, I literally love it so much, but I'm just saying that I'm changing the times at which I consume this different type of media, because I noticed that watching something that was more motivational and empowering to start my day off was heavily impacting how the rest of my day went. And it meant I procrastinated less, and obviously we want that. We want to get our work done, we want to be productive. And so I've started consuming those motivational talks, podcasts. I listen to Diary of a CEO, obviously, Jay Shetty. Also listening to some of Mel Robbins' ones, and there's a few others as well. Maybe I'll put it up here, but podcasts were helping me, and some motivational just talks and things like that and conversations. However, having said that, sometimes I get it. All these podcasts and motivational speeches can all start sounding the same, and you kind of just want to hear something different. And so instead, just watch a YouTuber that is empowering to you, and also they live a life that you one day want to live and you will live. But by visually seeing them live that life, it motivates you to do it so much more. Well, it definitely does for me. But it doesn't even need to be a self-development video. It can be their day in their lives, because I found that just seeing what they do day to day, how much work they get done, and how productive they're able to be in a day, and how they balance everything as well. Their social life, work life, prioritizing themselves, everything. Seeing that all of that in one day, I get even more inspired, and it makes me think, if you can do it, I can do it. There's literally nothing stopping me, so why wouldn't I? But some of the YouTubers I watch are Tam Kaur. I really recommend you guys watch her, because she's such a confident woman, and when you watch her videos, her energy literally radiates off of her videos and makes you feel so much more confident in yourself somehow. I can't even explain it, but watching her videos has really helped me in my own self-love journey, and just being productive, and everything she has to offer with her videos have helped me so much, because her energy is so, what's the word when it's infectious? Do you guys get what I mean, right? Because I don't know what the word is, but honestly, everyone needs to watch her. She has a vlog channel which takes you through a day in the lives. The YouTuber I watch is Avia. You guys might know her if you watch the Shade Tards, which I definitely did back in the day, but she's now moved out. She has her own apartment, and she's also just such a confident girl as well. So I love watching her videos, because she just also radiates this really nice energy, and she goes to cafes, gets work done, which is what I want to do. And so it just makes me feel good to start the day off. Another habit is making an evidence portfolio, which I've only just started doing. But the way I figured out that I wanted to do this was, I was doing my February journal dump like I do every month, but this time I was writing everything down, and I was about to end the journal, and I was like, wait, I actually forgot to write down the biggest achievement I'd achieved that month. And that just made me think, I literally forgot some of my smallest of wins, and even some of my biggest of wins. When I was literally left alone with my thoughts to write everything down, I still managed to kind of forget it until the very end, when that should have kind of been the first few things that I mentioned in my journal. But when doing that, I was like, wait, there's so many small wins that I've made throughout my life that I've probably just kind of forgotten about, or don't remember, because not put it anywhere or wrote it anywhere that I can just remind myself of. And so this is when I decided I really wanted to just make a list of all my smallest of wins and all my biggest wins and everything like that, just so when I'm feeling really demotivated and when I'm just feeling really low and it's not feeling great, I have this to look back on. And I've just written down all of the small wins I've made and my biggest of wins that I've also achieved throughout my life. And so now it's really nice to just keep updating it and also just have it to look back on and remind myself that I've actually come a very long way. And even if some things just haven't gone right, at least I always have this to look back to and remind myself that, you know what, it's all working out. I'm still making these wins. Even if it's small, it just still adds up to a big win. And the big wins obviously are a big win. I'm just saying a whole lot of big and small wins, but you get what I mean. I have been making this evidence portfolio on Notion, so it's just all in one place and I can literally just go on my phone and just look at it whenever I just need a little boost and I just need something to make me feel a little bit better. It's always nice to have that to just look back on, because also when you feel like you can't achieve something and when you feel like, oh, that's too far of a reach from me, I'm not going to be able to do it. When you feel like that, when you see those wins that you have previously made in your life, you're like, no, if I could achieve that, then of course I can achieve this new thing. It also boosts your confidence so much more when you know you've already achieved a lot. And it's like, oh, then why wouldn't I be able to achieve these new things and even more grander things, even more smaller wins? There's so many things we all have to write in it. We just feel like it's not a win because we downplay how much we achieve in life because we're our biggest critics. But I know you guys all have so many wins, so put them all down, write a list. I kind of just use this to back up my affirmations. Even if like you're saying, oh, I'm smart, oh, I'm confident, as an affirmation you're saying it till you one day actually believe it and internalize it all. So when you're saying I am confident, I like having this evidence portfolio because I can look back at this and think, wait, I actually went to that social event and networked with people by myself, not knowing anyone else in that room. That links into me being confident because I showed up to an event by myself, networked with so many people, and so of course I am confident because I always shy away from those type of things. So the one day I actually did do it, I'm like, if I did it that day, I can definitely do it again and again. And so when I have that evidence portfolio to back up an affirmation, it works wonders. And it just acts as a reminder that even if it was a really small win, that I'm still headed the right way. It was still a win at the end of the day. Like, I'm still, why did that kind of rhyme? But yes, I recommend everyone to start making this because even though it's been only a week or two, I think, since I've started this, I can already feel the changes and I already feel so much more happy with myself whenever I read it, because I was having such a bad few days at the end of Feb where I just felt like I was in a bit of a rut. I felt a bit anxious, and so looking back at this was just nice, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep adding to it, and one day when I look back and everything is filled, it's just going to make me feel so happy. My next habit is having a second brain, which I'm sure we've all had, and it all links back to Notion, which I did mention in the previous habit. But to all my friends, to all my family, I've been saying, I just don't get Notion. I just don't get how to use it. I was so overwhelmed by Notion. I would always say, I just don't get it, I just don't get it. But I never actually researched. I never actually just went on TikTok and searched, how do I use Notion beginner edition or things like that. When I was in this little rut phase in February, I was like, you know what, let me just check, let me just do it, because so many people say it's beneficial, so let me just see what it's all about, you know, let me test it, see if it's gonna help me. So I did. I literally went on TikTok and I said how to use Notion, and I also searched it on YouTube as well, which I think actually helped me the most in the end. And I literally just watched this one girl, and there's so many free templates on Notion. So you can literally go on Pinterest, search free templates, Notion, click it, there'll be a link. You click it, you duplicate it, watch a video on it, guys. It is so simple. I literally don't know why I've been going around saying, oh my God, I just feel so overwhelmed, because they give you free templates. So I clicked on this girl's link and I made it personal to me. I put in all my little bits, what I needed, and just changed up a few things, because some things I didn't need, some things I wanted to add in, and things like that. And now it's personal to me, and on it I have my to-do list, weekly planner, monthly planner. I'd always been doing a weekly and monthly planner, but to-do lists I'd been doing in the actual mornings and the days like that. But I found that writing in Notion the day before is another habit now. Let's say habit number 4 kind of links, this is all intertwined now, but habit number 4 is writing your to-do list the night before. I found this helped me so much because I could wake up and already know what's going on. But I didn't even need to remind myself what was going on because I'd already written it all in Notion the night before. And this is what people mean by saying you having a second brain is so much more helpful, because when I wake up, I don't need to think about what's going on in my day. I just need to do the first task of the day. And I'd already written that all on Notion on my day-to-day to-do list. I've woken up now. I know I'm getting up. I'm going to the gym maybe. I'm getting up, making some breakfast. I'm sitting down, getting ready, going to a cafe. I know what's going on in that day. So I don't even need to think about the next move, because I've already done it all for myself and put it on Notion, which I got it as an app form on my phone as well. So it's an easier access and I can just see it and tick things off as I'm going along as well. And I also added a new little thing to it, which is my supplements. So I'm tracking the supplements I'm having daily and seeing that I'm actually sticking to it day to day as well, not missing days out and things like that. Notion for me has also been helpful with all my content ideas and making sure I'm actually putting content out on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. Instagram I struggle more with, but we don't talk about that. It just really helps me like track everything. And also whenever I have an idea for a YouTube video or a TikTok video, I've now started putting it all on Notion, so it's easier for me to just see all in one place in a folder. Like there's a TikTok folder, there's a YouTube folder. And so I can just click on it and see the YouTube ideas I had that one day and I just forgotten about, but it's fine because I wrote it all down there and left it there, because normally I just put it all on my notes, and a new note every time I have a new idea is just piling up and up, and I just forget about it most of the time. I actually came up with the idea for this video the other day when I was at the gym, when I was watching the day in the life of a YouTuber, and when you're just like in your own head, and I was just thinking about the habits I've been implementing, and I was like, you know what, I should make a video on this. And then I went on my Notion app, started writing all of these things down while I'm at the gym as well. I just started quickly writing everything down, and here I am filming this video, which is now up for you guys, obviously, if you're watching. But yeah, I really love Notion. Like, I'm still getting to grips with it, still sorting it out, adding new things, getting rid of things, and just making it personal to me. But honestly, it has really helped me a lot with my content, with self-care, my morning routines, my evening routines. It's all put down there. The calendar has been linked to my Google Calendar, so it's my second brain. Everything's there, and I just need to click on it, and it's all visually there for me to see. I don't want to make this video too long, but my last and final habit is to make every habit that you're trying to develop as easy for yourself as possible to just follow through with. And the idea of this isn't to just only keep doing easy things, but to instead make it easier to actually do the habit. For me, I've mentioned this previously as well, when getting into the habit of writing in my morning and night journal, I originally struggled with keeping up with it and just consistently doing it. And I was just like, how can I kind of force myself into doing it, but not in a way that I'm not enjoying doing it as well? Like, it's a really hard balance to find, but to make it easier for myself, you can literally see right there every day, that is where my journal goes. It's literally there with a pen on top of it. So when I wake up, it's literally open for me on that page with a pen inside as well. And so I wake up, it's right next to my bed. I just write in it, and now I'm just into the habit of doing it, that if I'm just really tired and I come back home late or something like that, I still do it because it's literally open. It's just 2 seconds, maybe not 2 seconds, but a minute to write. And now I've actually really started enjoying doing it because I've made it so easy for myself. I don't have this journal on my desk, get in bed and then, oh, I forgot about my journal, so I have to get back up and get it. Oh, I forgot a pen again, so I have to get back up again and get a pen. No, I've made it very simple for myself by literally just having it right next to me every day, and it's just so much more convenient. And by making this habit easier, I've now stuck to it for months now. And so what I mean by this is make the habits you're trying to achieve so easy for yourself. Another way I do this as well is every day that I'm going to the gym the next day, and I can already feel myself kind of feeling like, oh, I kind of don't want to go though. I'll literally lay out all my gym clothes on my desk or on my chair with my headphones as well, and my jacket will be hung up right over there, you can't see it. So it's like I've made it easier because now it's not like I need to rummage through my wardrobe, find all those clothes, and prolongs that whole experience. So I'm less likely to do it because I'm like, oh, now I need to find those clothes, now I need to find some socks, and I don't even need to think about that because I've already done it the night before for myself. Now I find it easier to get out of bed because it's a shorter experience for me until I get to the gym, if you get what I mean. I think that's it for today's video. I hope you guys did find this helpful in any way, and I was able to inspire you guys to implement some new habits, to develop on some of your habits that you've already got, and also read some books. This one obviously links to habits and forming habits and how to stay consistent with habits. So obviously if you are trying to get into that, definitely read this as well as a guide. But I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please let me know down below what else you'd like to see, and if you'd want some longer videos giving some more advice. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.